Mr. Golding. The people were now wondering, why was this costing not added into your budget presentation as part of that budget exercise? Because as understood, it is a budget debate presentation. So why is this costing now coming to the people rather than during the actual budget debates?
Late but to reach.
Hello, JPU family. Welcome to another episode of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. We're late, but we reach, according to Senator Damian Crawford. Okay, where do we begin? Okay, so guys, this is the late but to reach press conference yesterday by the opposition People's National Party. Oh God, I wish they would take down that ugly curtain they have up at Oil. I can't stand looking at it. But anyway, this is their press conference. And they basically come out with their alternative budget to what the government put forth in the parliament. So I'm going to let you hear some parts of it and then I'll come back.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the post-budget press conference of the People's National Party. Welcome to members of the media, those who are present here with us in person and those who are online, and to also other persons who are watching online. Today is a good day indeed. The Jamaican people have been suffering for a prolonged period of time, and there are a set of proposals that have been put forward to lessen the burden on the people of this country. And whereas some are opposed to those proposals because they did not conceptualize them, we have a competent team here today that will go through the proposals, cost them, and show you how they will be funded so we can ease the burden on the Jamaican people. First up will be the leader of the party and the next Prime Minister of Jamaica, Mark Golding. Please make him welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Campbell. Greetings to everybody who is here, all members of the media, those who are watching online. It's indeed a pleasure to be with you today. So, in the just concluded budget debate, the opposition, People's National Party, through our spokesperson for finance, Julian Robinson, and myself, put forward our vision for the first term of office of the next PNP government. We took the opportunity to lay out some of our proposals as to how to make Jamaica a better place for all, to encourage economic growth, moving from the stagnation, which has been a feature of this government's management of the economy, moving to higher levels of growth that can create more wealth for our people, can create more fiscal space for social investments and for infrastructure investments and so on. In the closing of the budget debate, the Minister of Finance attempted some political gimmickry to portray the proposals that we've made as being somehow not lacking credibility or being irresponsible and so on. Nothing could be further from the truth. We have gone through our proposals with care and attention and diligence. We've used the available data from the sources that are publicly known, the budget books and the fiscal policy paper and other instruments that have been tabled with the budget and other available information to analyze the costing of our proposals and how we would be able to pay for them. The ministers tried to make out that what we were proposing in our presentations was an implied budget. That is not what we were doing, and we never said that we were doing that. We were putting forward our policy commitments for the first term, and the term of office is up to 5 years while we are in government. Clearly, the phasing of our proposals will take into account the fiscal rules, the priorities that we have, and the situations that unfold and affect the economy going forward. I reiterate that we are very committed to fiscally prudent management of the economy. Indeed, the fiscal rules that have guided the debt reduction over the last over 10 years are a result of the work that we did when we were last in government and were legislated by us during that time. And those rules have guided the entire process of budgeting over the period since and the surpluses that needed to be driven so that we could bring down the national debt to where it is now at a roughly 69% of GDP. But everyone, I think, accepts that having managed to grapple with the debt monster and tame it and bring it under control, we need to now pivot. We need to now move forward in a new way so that we can start to take the economy in a direction that can deliver for the Jamaican people and provide solutions to the deep problems that we face. And that is what our program is designed to do. So the question is, how is it to be funded? As you will see in the course of this press conference, we have come up with a series of ideas, some of which would be paid for out of the budget in each year going forward, some of which would be paid for by the agencies which have the responsibility for those particular items. And the totality of the budget cost of our proposals based on our estimates is $23 billion annually. And that would be assuming that everything was rolled out from day one.
Or now wondering, why was this costing not added into your budget presentation as part of that budget exercise? Because as understood, it is a budget debate presentation. So why is this costing now coming to the people rather than during the actual budget debates?
Late but to reach.
The presentation I made was quite comprehensive. It covered a lot of different things. There were other areas that I had wanted to touch on, which I didn't want to make it too long. The Prime Minister spoke for nearly 5 hours, I think. I didn't think that was appropriate. So, we didn't put in costings because we didn't feel that was necessary in the presentation itself. We weren't producing a budget. This is what I think is very important. The minister said it was an implied budget we were presenting. That's not the case. We are presenting our policy priorities for our first term in office. We know how to. We have costed them, as we've explained today, how they break down. 23 billion is our estimate for all of the things that we have put forward as a charge to the budget. Some of the other things will be paid for by the public bodies which relate to those things. And then there's the NHT, which we're going to stop the extraction of resources from. The government has not said the cost of the capital allowances, which was one of the revenue measures that the minister announced in her budget presentation. She has said that land and buildings and equipment for companies, they're going to get an accelerated capital allowance. There was no costing attached to that in her numbers. That is very irresponsible. We don't know what that's going to cost. Nobody has said a word about it. I'd love Nationwide to raise that. Issue an article, and you can use what I just said in it, so that your many clientele who would listen to you would be happy to hear that, I'm sure. Not so many, but no doubt loyal to you. So yes, that's the answer.
Well, what do we have here? It's Donald Trump attacking the media. My gosh. Implying that Nationwide doesn't have any listenership. Wow, we've never had that in Jamaica before. What is this? Little Trump, my goodness. Who told him that that was a nice thing to do? Let people like me attack Nationwide. Mark Golden is supposed to be a leader of the opposition. He's not supposed to look no war with the media. Damian Crawford is standing there smiling like that's something cute or that's something funny. There's nothing funny. Only weak people, weak men, use disrespect to insult other people and for no reason. They're just asking a question. I don't see anything wrong being done here. What is wrong with this man? So they're trying to justify why they didn't have an alternative budget for the government yesterday in the day before yesterday in the parliament. And it didn't go over well. It fell flat again because people had to encourage me to come and actually listen to this. And it didn't make a difference for me. I don't know if it will for you guys. You'll tell me in the comments. I want you to hear real quick what he had to say when asked about what his expectation was yesterday when the Caribbean community met with the United States Secretary of State. I don't know why Mark Golding thought it was appropriate to have this press conference on such an important day and sent nobody from the opposition to represent, you know, in the room. But listen, guys.
Thanks, Dayton. One final question, Mr. Golding, and I hope I crave indulgence because it's not quite related to the budget, but it could be related to the budget depending on how we tread in relations to our diplomatic relationship with the United States. As you know, Mr. Rubio is in Jamaica. What particular area you want the Prime Minister and indeed regional leaders to discuss with Mr. Rubio today and into tomorrow?
I think that in dealing with these matters, it's good to put forward a united position as CARICOM. I think the nations of CARICOM together have significant voting power in international and regional bodies. So I'm in favor of CARICOM having a joint position rather than Jamaica or any other member of CARICOM going alone. Issues to do with immigration, issues to do with energy policy, et cetera, et cetera. And there's only one government at a time in power. And right now the Jamaica Labour Party are in power. I think they're meeting with Mr. Rubio today, the Prime Minister, and we'll see what comes out of that. But my preference on these matters is that there's a united CARICOM position so that the US knows what the region feels about these things and we can work out solutions that are win-win. We want to have win-win solutions.
His response here is a bit shallow to me, and I don't like this position. Yes, we are one CARICOM community. However, Jamaica may not take the same position as Barbados, for example. For example, look how Barbados come out swinging about the Cuban doctors, likewise St. Vincent. And Jamaica did not take that position. Jamaica was objective in their response in that we don't have any human trafficking here. You see the difference, guys? So I don't think Mark Golding has a grasp of what this meeting is fully about. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching. This is Jamaica Politics Uncovered. Catch you in the next video.